YouTube, y'all, what's good with y'all, man? It's Dooms, and tomorrow is the big day. Today is July 31st, the last day of July. We already speeding through the year like crazy, so we know it's that time of the year for 2K with the news dropping with the reveals, and this is something that everybody's been waiting on, of course. Nothing new outside of the 2K cycle that they typically do every year. For them to stream the gameplay, though, I believe is different. Usually they drop a gameplay trailer or it's a dev diary. Devs talking about the gameplay. They're actually live streaming the gameplay reveal. So you see right here, it's posted. This is 9:45 in the morning at my time. I'm in Texas. And you do get you some prizes, rewards, prizes, however you want to call it. I believe this is different from the locker codes from the previous week from what they're doing on their Friday streams. So I'm gonna definitely be tuned in for it to be 90 minutes. Kind of, I'm guessing they're either merging their streams or not sure what 2K got cooking up, but for 90 minutes, hour and a half, if they showing anything else, because I wouldn't expect the gameplay reveal to be that long. One thing I did want to talk about pertaining to the video, since it's going to be a gameplay reveal, things in 24 that I do not want to see to return in 25. First thing that I put down was speed ups and slowdowns. Now this is a big issue. I feel universal. It's in all modes that I see it. When I switched over to my team, it was there as well. Wasn't that big of an issue compared to the rec and pro-am, the whole my player aspect. If you have badges in the game that prevent from your shot being altered and keeping that higher percentage chance. I say this because of my 99 3-ball build in the beginning of the year, and I was not a fan of how my shot was altered to be sped up. I still see a contest when I got Hall of Fame blinders and they're behind me. I get the crab animation, and it typically resulted in a speed up or a slowdown, and that actually got like buffed in the game to trigger more. They slowed down the crab shots during one. It was early. They slowed down the crab timing. We finally got used to the crab timing of shooting after a crab. They nerfed that. They slowed down all entirely. So when you slow down shooting speed, that increases either being sped up or slowed down or load up, because it's a bigger window for defenders to get their hands up, get a contest on you. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the speed ups and slowdowns. It's not for me to say. But I can speak for a lot of guards that look to shoot those crabs, that know what a blinder shot is, and for when blinders was introduced, great badge. It was super OP in 21, but it helped. That it makes sense. Like blinders, like you're not in my peripheral, I should be able to shoot that. That's how I felt in 24 a lot of the times. So let's get rid of the whole speed up, slowdowns, or nerf it or something. I don't want it to be like 24 where it was super OD. Bans, the 30-minute bans. I believe we all can agree to this because nobody's going to sit around for 30 minutes, for 2 hours, however long the second ban is. You spending 30 minutes or an hour because of a ban that most of the time isn't your fault. I feel that was implemented to prevent people from quitting games, and that's kind of a huge deal for Pro because you want to say that boost, this, that, and the third. Not a lot of people like buying VC for that reason specifically, and I completely understand that. So you want to do what you can to save that boost. It definitely affects rec players, pro players. Next on the list, meter dunking control. Now, what I mean by meter dunking control is situational. So I will say the meter dunking in 24, I don't want to say it's OD, but it is, because it was guaranteed to get a meter dunk every time you got somebody to your side. There was nothing you could do about it. It didn't matter what the build was unless they beat you to jumping already before the gather. And that became a 50-50 situation as far as you completing that. But what I mean by control, also, it would be situations of you not having a window at all going for a meter dunk just because somebody is in the dead zone. And it didn't matter the build. It didn't matter if it was a small guard. It didn't matter who it was. Going deeper into it, if somebody's back is turned or they're like hemmed up against somebody, that you should still have a green window for that. That was my issue with meter dunking in 24 because a lot of contact dunks, a lot of posterizers happen off being set up most of the time. Like the weak side held rotating too late, and usually they're in the dead zone, but I'm already going for the dunk. But if they're like right there, clearly perfect in the dead zone, that window is non-existent, and I'll say it's a skill gap in timing that, because sometimes you'll get it. But the biggest question that you always hear after a meter dunk, missing a meter dunk, Did you have a window? Did you have a window? I didn't have a window. And it would surprise people because defenders didn't have to jump. They just have to be in the vicinity. That's what I mean by meter dunking being controlled. It needs to be more situational based. Penalty for reaching. Now, what I mean by penalty for reaching, I don't, just because you're in front of me and you reach, or like I do a move and you reach to the wrong side, you're beat. So whenever you're beat, I feel like you're open. To me, that's basketball. That happens in real life too. The biggest issue that I've had with the community over the years is how they feel just because you're in front of me, that you're defending me. That is not the case. You have hands, you have positioning for a reason. You have to put your hands up for it to be an official contest. You're getting shot over if, say, KD shooting over you. Like, he shoots over most of the people because that's an open shot for him. He can do that. But situational based with the reaching, of you reaching and me beating you on the play, I'm open. I should be considered open. But in 24, most of the time it's not open. Sometimes it is for them to reach and still recover or hold down on the right stick and get a fake ghost contest, or even one up and more, just jump at you like challenger. That I'm not a fan of at all. Now, if you do make up for it, or if I take too long shooting, that's different because you recover from your animation. But you flicking the right stick or you spamming wide triangle to break your reach animation, that's what makes it stupid. That's what makes it dumb right there. And you're not being penalized for reaching on the play, for the ball handler beating you on the play with a move. That's something I feel it has to be more penalized, in my opinion. Now, this is actually something that they had a badge before. It does pertain to gameplay, because it's a big deal. Downhill speed when beating presses or open court situation. We literally did it back in other 2Ks. I'm trying not to compare as much, but it was a really good feature that was clearly taken away from guards, because it was a badge. Downhill, when you got to the open court or you beat a lock in the press, we was gone. Like, we was just gone on the play. And it doesn't feel like that anymore. I even catch streamers saying it, like people in their videos be like, why is my dude not running? I said, like, run, like, go. He's beat. And you have to rely on your passing to beat the press, when most presses that can be beaten is just you running down a certain lane, you switching lanes, swerving, just taking off. It's pretty much in remnants of the D Rose play style, how he used to play. If D Rose got pressed, he didn't even have to get pressed. If he got by you, he was gone. And that's when the defense is back on their heels, just shuffling their feet. Defenders or front courts don't have to really worry about them on this 2K because they know that their lot is going to catch the guard because there's no downhill speed. Like, they don't have to worry about, they just have to worry about baiting the lanes. If I'm running up and I'm ready to go dunk, I see the lane, but I can't run, a back end or like any back end defender does not have to worry about me making it to that spot because the lock is going to get a bump on me off my hip and it just stops me. That has to go. It has to go. If you're beat, it's no way that a bump animation should trigger of me running at full speed, and just because the lock, how 24 works, gets a bump animation which causes me to stop my full stride, is not it, and not realistic. If anything, it's a foul, because how are you bumping me? How are you getting a bump animation on me to my side and I'm running full speed or attempting to, and you just back in front of me like that? That's something that I don't rock with at all. So hopefully that's something that's taken care of or adjusted going into 25. That is a big deal for guards. Faster game speed. This one is tough. I don't like that game speed is regressing. Ever since 22, it's slowed. The gameplay has slowed down over the years. 23, when you go back to 23, it's faster than 24. Game speed is a tricky one because I feel the community is divided on this. Like, I want faster game speed. I want it to move fast. I want it to play fast. I liked how it played in 22. Just the game speed. Don't take my words out of context. It's just the game speed. How fast we was moving, how fast animations was coming out. I like that about 22 a lot. And it regressed over the years. 25, I'm hoping that they turn the tables on it. Speed up the gameplay, have it zoom in, have animations faster. But it's 2K, so it's going to be bobble animations. You're going to fumble the basketball, catching the ball sometime. Oh, man, I wish they bring back glue hands. Like, you're going to say that. We all say that. But those animations just need to be sped up, I feel. Like recovery frames, recovery animations. I'm using fighting game terms, but it's all the same essentially. It's an animation and it's based off the frames of how fast you recover. That needs to be sped up, in my opinion. That's what will improve the pacing of 2K's gameplay. And it would be a drastic change to see recovery animations sped up, because I feel that they're too slow in 24. Now, locks, I know y'all not gonna like this, but to me, this is like one of the fakest things that was in 24. No more reaching across the body animations, bruh. That one had me heated, and to me, it's just something that's hard to defend, because you just can't do that. Now, outside of like a guard like dribbling the ball real high or calling the play, and then like Kawhi goes for it or something like that, that's different. That's well timed, and he's dribbling high. But if we keeping the ball low, if we dribbling and we keeping it away from you, you should not get an animation across my body. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm keeping the ball away from you. I shouldn't see an animation of you just reaching across my whole peripheral across in front of me, and then it's just going the other way, turnover. Now I'm about to grade up. No, that's something that just can't be defended. It has happened in real life. I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm saying the frequency of it happening, how much it happened in 24, it got to be toned down or just remove it all completely. I'm not saying remove Plex. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying the fake animations of me actually doing what I have to do to keep the ball away from you, that's what has to go. Because what's the purpose of me holding L2 or seeing you play my middle and, okay, I'm going to go hash. Let me go hash. And then you're chasing me. I stop just for a sec, and then you just get a pluck off me, reaching across my body. That's not it. That's annoying. That's not it. That's not it. Nerf shooting fouls. All together, whistle should be removed. It's a badge, but it is pertaining to gameplay. Whistle has to be removed. It was way too OD, especially in my team where everybody had a Hall of Fame almost. It's not even that it's too many. It's way too RNG in 50-50 situations of you knowing that if you don't jump, that it's going to be open, versus you actually jumping but knowing they're going to call a foul. That's not basketball. It's not. They don't even call it like that much in the NBA, unless like the shooter like kicks his leg out or something like that, unless it's just blatantly obvious that the defender's making contact with his hand. But for it to be in 2K 50-50 on the shooting foul is insane to me. It's way too insane. That needs to be taken out the game. Whistle, tone down the shooting fouls. The only situations that should be obvious of you calling the shooting foul is if the defender jumps before them. Like, and that's kind of tough for a defender because, like, man, I knew he was gonna shoot that, but you jump before him, so laws of physics, like, you're gonna make contact with the shooter because they're gonna lean into you, which is the other situation that should be called if they actually get you off their feet and they lean into you. D-Wade special. Now, those two situations is just obvious to be called a shooting foul long. And that's it, in my opinion. Now, this one I remember a lot of bids complaining about, especially back ends. Take away triple threat, jab, and dead zone. Now, that is kind of crazy to me, seeing that in the dead zone, you're in the paint, you got 3 seconds to make a move. So you mean to tell me that they'll catch the ball? Most of the time, they'll catch the ball, or they'll just back into it, or get an offensive rebound. Just hold it, sit, triple threat, meter done. That was 24. That was 24 big man gameplay at its finest. I was like, okay, you just jab literally in the dead zone. I'm like, that is unheard of. Now you see like big man like pivot in the paint to get people off of them. Or you see the dream shake, of course. You see all type of post moves. Bro, you don't see nobody jabbing in no paint in the dead zone under the goal. Like it's a dunk meter thing. It guarantees the bucket. That's just one of the things in 2K. Like community found out and it works. So everybody abused it. I feel you shouldn't be able to jab in the dead zone. I'm not gonna lie, because that ain't it. That ain't it. Series of moves, you get them jumping, you get them leaning to the side, make it more of a skill gap base. You can do that. Head fake, little shoulder thrust, like if you got them backing down. You can't have that animation in the paint, of course, in the dead zone. But not no jab. Not no jab. So I think that's really it, man. So like I was driving back home and I was talking about this. So I was like, let me write down these notes. But I seen that the gameplay going down. So those are like the biggest things for me gameplay wise that I don't want to see from 24 to 25. And just wishful thinking, just spreading the news out there, just getting thoughts out there. All of this is for the gameplay reveal tomorrow, so I'm just yapping at this point. But definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel. Drop a like to get me back in that algorithm. So, those, man, I'm out, y'all. Peace. Be at the stream tomorrow for the gameplay reveal. Definitely, I'll be up. I'll be up so we can stream it, talk about it, react to it. I'll be up, so I'm out of here.